if anybody knows us, right? Even coming from where we came from, Park Hill, whatever the case may be, myself, Power, a bunch of individuals, even in the clan, we came from the streets. We was getting money, you know what I mean? So when you make that transition over to, okay, now we're on, and it said all through the, it's like what Ghost said, waiting on these checks is like waiting on babies, right? If I'm correct, right? That's how it was. If I could go out and, you talking about it for me, it was times, you can go out, I can make 150 grand in a week. That's profit. I ain't talking about I'm talking I can make that. So when you're looking at that at the time, and this goes into understanding the long-term vision and so forth, I'm looking for it now. What's feeding me now? What's carrying my lifestyle now is this immediate money. And and when you think about it back then, the type of money that's floating around now, it wasn't floating around on the industry. So there's been a progression as far as the type of money that you can have access to, how fast you can access that money and so forth. So back then, those were our avenues of access to money, and who's gonna give that up? You know what I mean? And that's where I was stuck. Like, I'm not ready to give that up. Or like you said, in my mind, I'm thinking I can balance both. You know what I mean? I'm so far, even though I'm in the streets, I'm removed, or I'm in a position to where I'm not on the front line, or I'm not right there on the block anymore. I've removed myself from that block element, but yet I'm still pushing buttons. So in your mind, you're thinking, but as they say, everything comes to an end, everything catches up with you, which it did. For us, it was, just trying to figure out, get to a point where you believe in whatever this is. And look, and that's something RZA asked me, he said, man, I need you to give 110%, based on understanding my background and having one foot in the streets and one foot, in the business. He said, I need you to give me that 110%, man. I need to know you all the way in. And I had to look him in the face, say, all right, I'm all the way in. I'm committed. Who do I feel is my biggest enemy? Me, myself. Like I said, I'm a Muslim, so, that's one of the sayings that our biggest jihad or our biggest struggle is the struggle of the nafs, the self, and I think that's with anybody. When we look at, like, for example, when you look at all these people dying of overdoses or whatever their addictions are, whatever the case may be, that's a struggle. Like, for us on the outside, sometimes we looking like somebody's life, they got such a good life or whatever, we don't know that internal struggle. And that's the ability. Some people deal with that internal struggle different from others. Some people, it's hard for them to deal with it. For me, I wake up knowing I gotta fight that I got that struggle of myself every day, and I'm willing to take on that challenge. A lot of people, that's that checkout moment. I don't want to deal with that struggle no more. For me, I understand it. That struggle is there. When you in that cell, like, anybody who's been away, first of all, you go through these phases, right? All right, so let me just real quick. After you sentence, you shipped off and you going through all these transits, right? Just sitting, when you sitting in there, right? And you sitting in, whatever amount of time I was facing, you got other people around you that, it's other youngsters that just got a 40 piece. And we all in there, you can see it. Like, everybody's in there like, man, this is real. This is a reality. You're not high no more. You're not on whatever was your medication on the streets to help you deal with that. Now you just stuck there to deal with it, with you. And at the same time, one thing about it though, I will say about prison, there is a therapeutic moment or a therapeutic, I don't know the word, And I say that because you're in there now with other people that share the same, now we've been taken away from everything else, anything to alter our minds and our thoughts. And now you're dealing with, you have to look at these things. You have to be able to, and people deal with it different. Some people don't, even in prison, don't deal with these things. They want to keep that mirage or that image or that, because like I say all the time, who wants to, listen, if I built my whole life up on, I'm Big Pookie, right? And now I get out and I'm no longer, you got to make that decision. Am I going to continue to live off of I'm Big Pookie because everything that came with that? Oh, he a killer. Oh, he a hustler. He get money, whatever. Or are you going to create a whole new entity or person of how you want to be? And that's hard because a lot of times too, what's a hard thing is, for example, when somebody comes out, when I come out, they're looking for that old me and the things that they benefited from that old person. You see what I'm saying? Like everybody had their benefit. It might have been, yo, I'm looking to get back to partying, how we partied together. I'm looking to, how we handle things in the streets, or I'm looking at the money we was getting, whatever the case may be. Everybody, even the women. You have situations with even the women. Now you this righteous person and trying to carry them righteous. They not looking for you to carry them like that. I remember you having me and we was carrying it like this. They not ready for that person that don't live that same lifestyle. Yeah, I think the biggest concern of where I see America going, but you can't even just say America, where I say the world is going, right, is obviously the internet, right, and social media. It's like that tool and that power that they have over the minds is like, it's powerful. So I definitely, I'm worried and concerned that, we no longer think, we don't process things and think it through. Everything's happening so fast now that we don't process anything. So it's like, we're out here making judgment, mistakes, and everything based off of not really processing things. Another thing which, you mentioned earlier is the Forbes article that I was in, right, where I spoke on how we're becoming so impersonal with each other. Now you could do everything from home, and it's developing us to be, everything is really being geared to that, If you look at it, nowadays as well, you have, I look at it like when you see people talking about the technology and the growth of technology, right? Like, for example, when you look at, when they're talking about robots, a person might at first be like, oh, that's going to be dope. But nah, that's going to take your job. You know what I mean? That robot is about to take 20,000 jobs. You know what I mean? And I think, we're not looking at these things to where is that going to leave all of us? You know what I mean? And it's crazy because they've basically put together a storyline and they got us all living it out. They know exactly like how we're going to react, what we're going to do. They have us such in a box. And I think that's my biggest worry and concern for people in general. Even when you look at the youth with social media and everything now, it's like the control they have over them. Like, man, take your phone from your kid, man. They'll have you got certain situations where I think even in the media, somebody has killed their parents over something like that or something. I think it was recently some crazy thing happened where they took their phone or whatever, and they ended up killing their parents or some old crazy. But like I said, I just think that, where all that's going as far as the control that they have over our minds and what we do and how we think is very powerful nowadays, It's in that phone. Like they have you so locked into them phones and laptops or whatever other devices, that scares me.